Welcome to another edition of Hard Copy, the program where we bring you the people behind the news. I'm Maokbe Ogun. Now, after years of agitations from Nigerians and many civil society organizations, the National Assembly has finally made the details of its 125 billion naira budget public. The chairman of the National Assembly and president of the Senate had promised upon inauguration in 2015 that things will be different. But the promised change has come at snail speed as details of the 2016 budget, put at 115 billion naira, were concealed from the eyes of the public. Why has it been so difficult to open up the National Assembly? And can the National Assembly truly justify its 125 billion naira budget? These are the questions I put to the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, who is our guest on Hard Copy. Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, you're welcome to Hard Copy.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, you must be very proud that you've been able to finally deliver on your promise that, the budget of the National Assembly will be open. But it's taken a year. You made this promise in 2016 and 2015 as well. But it's not until 2017 that we're getting that promise delivered. Why has it taken so long? And what was so difficult about opening the budget of the National Assembly?
Well, it wasn't difficult because, like most, and when people are used to a certain process or how things are done, change is always difficult in a way. My view from day one, there's been a lot of noise over not so much, and I think we were not helping ourselves by not opening it, made it appear there was something there that we're hiding. And I had said from time I was seeking the office that one of the things I would do was to open the NASS budget. And the first budget we had was 2016. But as you know, and we must accept that at the early stages of the Senate, there were issues in the Senate. The different groups, one unity group, in like minds, and we were not together. So and when you want to take a kind of big, important decisions like this, you need everybody on board, and I think that's what. So once we missed the 2016 budget in January of 2016, which is like 6 months after, we had to wait the next budget cycle, which 2017. And I don't think it's not too bad at all.
Did you face any resistance from your colleagues?
Well, some were skeptical. Some felt that, we can never meet the aspiration, or never please the public. We would never please Nigerians no matter what we did. Some felt that, it's been like that for so many years. Why do we want to change it? Different views, but it was trying to convince, and gradually with time, one was able to convince everybody that let's be seen as a parliament that listens to our people, this is the wish of Nigerians. That's what Nigerians want. It's an overwhelming wish of Nigerians, and that's what we all bought into. If that is a wish of Nigerians, we will do it. We will open it. We would also show that this Senate is different from previous ones. We've always said that we will leave each Senate that will definitely meet a lot of milestones that have never been achieved before, and that we will do that. I think the decision was final was everybody's, because in the National Assembly you got to carry everybody along, and at the end of the day, that's what we did.
Well, for some people, they say that this is just the first step. They want more. I mean, the hashtag openness, I'm sure some of your aides will be able to tell you because you see them a lot on Twitter. Even you're on Twitter sometimes. But they are asking that the National Assembly do a lot more. They want the voice voting system replaced. They're also asking for a functional website for the attendance of members to be taken when they come to work. And they also want a review of NASS members' salaries and an audit of the funds received over by the National Assembly. Do you think they're asking for too much?
No, I don't think so. I think that for them to be engaging us on those issues, first of all, must be a recognition that this is a National Assembly that will listen. These are things that have been on the board for 10 years. None of this has been achieved. So the fact that we have done, I think, the most difficult part of it, which is to do with the budget, issue of electronic voting is more of a technical issue in the sense that we must have put in place a system that makes it very easy to have electronic voting.
Are you saying it's difficult?
No, in the sense that the way it's been structured in the chambers, you have to kind of like inform members ahead to come with a voting card. We need to adopt it in such a way that there and there, if something comes up, you can easily have electronic voting, and that's a reconfiguration. I mean, that's not difficult. I don't think there's any. Some of the issues, I think people say them and think that there's some big resistance to it. Under this 8th Senate, most of us really are people of change and reform. We want to see our Senate being being able to do best practice everywhere in the world. So some of these things are things we should be doing. So it's not the push by the people to make us. We also believe that, you know, we would like to see more case of electronic voting as opposed to voice voting, but we'll get there. I want to reassure Nigerians.
Do you know how soon we'll get there?
Well, I can't say, because as I said, it's more for how do we reconfigure the process. Because the process over the years has always been that when you become a senator or member, you have a voting card. Mm-hmm. So if you're voting normally before, it's okay, we're voting on a constitutional amendment tomorrow that needs voting card. All senators, please bring your card with us. What we need to put in place is a system where that is already configured. We just say, let's vote, and then you just vote. But what I want to assure Nigerians is that it is not a big issue. We're on the same page. It's now just making it happen. It's not there's a resistance in doing it.